What's going on, my boxing brothers and sisters? This is another edition of Major Key Mondays. Appreciate you all for showing up. We got a special treat for y'all tonight. Last minute switch, but hey, we're not complaining with this one right here, man. This is a blessing that it came down to this. We still have, obviously our panel here: Troy Graham, Mr. Mark Nash. What up? What up? How y'all doing? That's what's up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you feeling?
Yes, sir. We in the building.
That's a big one, man. This is a big one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So as people flow in, Troy, go ahead and introduce our guest, man.
All right, ladies over the world, we got a big one tonight for real. We got a two-time world champion, and I'm blessed to say he's from where I live, Baltimore. Baltimore's only heavyweight champion, the one and the only Hasim Rahman. Hopefully he don't knock me out tonight, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You got to worry about that. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So thank you for saving our butts, man. Thank you. We appreciate it.
And y'all was born in the right place for this.
Yes, sir.
Major Key, your mic's muted, my G.
Yeah, so yeah, man, definitely the stars aligned for this one. But so basically the first question I like to start off with, just for a lot of young folks that are kind of casuals, they don't really know, and it's okay. We try to educate them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. Try to bring them into the sport and lighten them with some things. So for those that don't know, whether because they're too young or they were living on a rock at that certain time, go ahead and let everybody know who you are, how you got into the sport, and tell them the story about Rock.
Okay, where do you want me to start at from how I got into boxing?
Yeah, how you got into boxing, you know what I'm saying, and then you could go from there wherever direction.
Well, it's actually I was really just in the streets getting in trouble, I'm headed for death or prison, and one day I was on the streets, and a former boxer from Baltimore just came up from behind me and grabbed me, and then challenged me to a body punching contest. So, I had a reputation on the street, so I couldn't back down. But this was a boxer, so I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I had to really do some quick calculations. Said, I'm just going to do whatever he do to me, I'm just going to do to him. And then I wind up doing that 2 or 3 times, and I wind up getting comfortable and taking the lead and wind up hurting him. So he was saying, man, I take you to the gym, man, you'll make $1 million. I looked in my pocket, wasn't much in there. So I said, man, I got to go to this gym. And then, when I went to the gym, it was love at first fight. The rest is history.
No doubt. Well, so tell us about your journey. Some of the names that you fought. I mean, because it's a long list, man. And we're gonna get into the nitty gritty about that, but we could just start off.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like I'm one of the only heavyweights of my generation to fight almost everybody. I mean, it was like a murderer's row. Like I never turned down a fight, ever. Whoever it was, it was, come on, bring it. Even as a prospect, guys was, when you first turn pro, you try to pad your knockout record. So my manager used to tell me, well, this guy just went the distance with Kurt Johnson, Michael Grant, and Courage Shawalala. We're gonna put you in there with him. We think it's gonna finally get you some rounds. I get in there with him, knock him out in the first round. Like it's always been like I've never shied away from competition, no matter who it was. Throw him in there with me. I mean, because I always took the streets to the boxing ring. Like if I saw this guy in the streets and we got into something, we're gonna fight right then and there. And so I just always looked at like the boxing ring as a safe haven because it wasn't bullets, it wasn't handcuffs, it wasn't prison. So I just felt like it was easy.
Most definitely, yo. So I'm gonna pass it off to Troy. Go ahead and follow up on your questions.
Yeah, how you doing, brother? How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, man. I've always wanted to ask you, man, because you were Baltimore's only heavyweight champion. Only. There's no other after you. There isn't like you the first, the second, the third, or anything. You're the only one, right? What was the
True.
feeling like when you came back to Baltimore with them belts and you walked them same streets and saw them same people that told you that you weren't gonna make it up out of here? And I know there was some that told you that you were gonna make it up, but what was that feeling like, man?
I mean, it really wasn't. It really wasn't a feeling like a get back type feeling. I was happy for my city. I was happy for my city because I felt like, you know, um, this inspiration. This inspiration to all these young guys who got they know it can be done. I'm a guy that walked in the gym at 20 years old. So with these guys like Tank and Lorenzo Simpson and a host of other little amateurs coming up, they doing it the right way, and they believe and they know it can be done. Based on my merits and my efforts, I feel like I paved the way for them. Even Coach Calvin, he said, I was like the biggest inspiration for him to come and create world champions. So it never felt like, oh yeah, I showed y'all. I never really felt like I had nothing to prove to anybody. I just felt like I knew I believed in myself. I bet on myself, and as long as somebody believe in themselves, it don't matter who else believe in you. It really don't matter who else believe in you. If you believe in yourself, no matter what your journey is, if you can believe in it, you can achieve it, then just get better at that every day by day by day. And then let the chips fall where they may. But you can't let nobody else talk you out of pursuing your dream, pursuing a goal, no matter what it is.
Definitely, man. I don't always said if I met you, I was gonna thank you because you won me 2 months worth of free haircuts, man.
Uh, my bad.
Yeah, brother.
Well, you
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah, definitely, definitely, man. Now, but tell us about your sons, man. And that legacy that you built because they followed in your footsteps, right?
Yeah, I actually got three sons. I got a heavyweight junior, which I think he might be thinking about campaigning at Bridgerweight now. So and then I got like a welterweight, Sharif, and then I got a 14-year-old who has yet to make his amateur debut, but when he makes it, it's gonna be a big, big deal. It's gonna be a big deal. He with me. He work out with me every single day. Like I'm able to just fine tune everything about him. So I mean, I just feel like I think my older two, they going I think all of them gonna win titles, but I the smaller one got the benefit of me and his two brothers to help him and help guide him. So I just think it's gonna be something special.
Yeah, man. Because the reason I asked that, I mean, because I got three sons myself, but only one of them really is talking about getting into the sport. But I think he's toe in, toe out, and I had to let him know you can't do that. You can't do that. If you're gonna do this, you gotta put your all into it. Because he's six
100%.
six. Yeah, he's 6'6", about 230 right now, right?
Right.
So yeah, so he's always telling me, Daddy, and he half trained, man. He go to Marvin's gym sometime, and he half train and carry on. And tell me how to motivate this cat to get him straight. His name is Malcolm X, man. If he ever get focused, man, he gonna be something special.
Just show him what Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua was about to make for their fight. They was going to get $100 million site fee. Show him what Floyd got for his fights. And then if the money don't motivate him, then just take him in there and work him out. Put him in there with somebody. If he get beat up, that should motivate him. If he beat somebody up, that should motivate him. Because if somebody get the best of him, he should be motivated to get some get back. And if he do the right thing with somebody, he keep doing that. You let him know, like he can go down in history, man. Like he can say, I can say, with Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and George Foreman and Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. I'm in that lineage. I'm a linear heavyweight champion. I'm alongside the best that ever did it. You know, and it's a lot of guys. I'm gonna say this. I know people ain't gonna be happy about this, but it's a lot of fake champions out here. You know, and just because you got a belt don't mean you're a champion. You know, it's a lot of guys that's claiming to be champions, but they're not. If you ain't got that Ring Magazine belt, if you wasn't a linear champion, you really ain't no champion. You know, it's just belts, and it's just a money grab, man. They ain't winning no title. You ain't beat the best in the division, then you ain't there.
Tell them, Rock. We're going to dive deeper into that one. That's one of the ones I wanted to cover. But Mark,
Yes,
Mark's been waiting for a while, and by the way, you're streaming also live from Mark's channel at the moment as well. So he's got his own crowd over there watching. So I appreciate you, Mark. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. What's popping, yo? It's your man Mark Nash, Hasim, Rockman, Charm City, Harm City, best to ever do it. Yes, sir.
City,
oh
baby.
man, this is big for me. It's big for the city, man. First of all, how do I refer to you? You want me to call you Champ, Rock, Hasim, Rockman, Mr. Rockman? I just want to make sure we always get you.
Well, they all my name, so you pick.
Hey man, I might call you Champ, I might call you the Rock, anywhere in between.
They all my name, so you pick. Whatever make you feel comfortable.
Hey Rock, man, thank you again. Man, I had some questions lined up, but he said something that made me want to ask you about your sons real quick. It's a famous doghouse footage sparring going around. It's old now, but one of your sons was boxing a guy way older than him, probably outweighed him. Yeah. Was that Sharif?
Yeah.
And then one of your other sons got in there and gave him the work. I think your wife was there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, my ex-wife.
Yeah, your ex-wife. Yeah, man. That was some classic stuff right there, man. But that was Sharif, though.
Yeah, that was Sharif and Junior.
And Junior. Okay. Your son faced a little adversity in that, and I want to segue to this. You yourself, you are a champ, two-time lineal champion, 2001 knockout of the year. I ain't got to give you all the flowers. You know what it is.
No. But if you're gonna really introduce it though,
let's do it.
Introduce it proper, right? Because I've really won 3 world heavyweight titles. If you look at my resume, I knocked out Corey Sanders for the WBU heavyweight championship of the world. And
that's what I was about to ask you about right now.
People don't like to give that credit, right? But at one time they wasn't doing that with the WBO, right? Now they recognizing people. When Tommy Morrison won the WBO title, they wasn't looking at him like he the heavyweight champion in the world. Now, recently the WBO has been accepted, and now it's 4 major titles. But I'm just saying, I went through hell to win that world title, and to me, I won the title 3 times. So people may not want to give me the credit I deserve, but I won 3 heavyweight champions. I won 3 different times. I won that heavyweight championship of the world. And the guy I had to go through to get it he knocked out Vladimir Klitschko in 2 rounds. So it was definitely no cakewalk for me.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to bring up to you. Man, you hit it right on the head. Adversity is what I wanted to bring up. And your fight with Corey Sanders, you got dropped twice and came back to stop him in the 7th round. Talk to us about what you're going through the first time, the second time, and you stayed in there, you didn't quit. Most people would have just balled up. Talk to us about that heart of a champion to say, hey man, I still can beat this guy, or either I took his best punch. Like, so what is going in your head, getting dropped twice and coming back up?
I mean, I knew that this guy was tough. I mean, his record was impeccable. He was just knocking everybody out like early. And then they was talking about him fighting Lennox Lewis once he knocked me off. And I just felt like it was so disrespectful that they think he's just going to walk right through me. So in my mind, I just wasn't going to let whether I won another heavyweight title or not, I was winning one that night. I was determined to win a heavyweight championship of the world that night. And me fighting for my first heavyweight title, I just felt like this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I may not never get an opportunity to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. And that was everything to me. You know, I'm fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. And though many might not respect that title, you know, to me, I respect it. It's a heavyweight championship of the world. It's a tough nut to crack to get that heavyweight title. So I just wasn't gonna be denied, man. He would have had to kill me. In fact, in that fight, I remember one time I should have been knocked down 3 times because, like, I grabbed the ropes and he the only one fell. It was like a double knockdown. But they only called him because I grabbed the ropes, kept myself up. But that was really one of the toughest fights that I ever had in my career.
It's a classic, man. It's a classic fight. It's one of my favorite fights by you. But which leads me to the Africa fight, man. This was amazing. You through that fight, if you didn't win that fight, you definitely wasn't gonna get Lewis next, right? But but we're gonna get to that Lewis fight later because I know a lot of people got a question about that. But I want to fast forward past that. After that, you were supposed to fight Klitschko, and that fight got rescheduled once, twice, I believe, ended up 3 times. First, it was back surgery. Then he had a knee. Okay, yeah, talk to us about that. Because my question is, do you ever feel like anybody ducked the smoke with the Rock Man? Who didn't want that smoke? That's a question I always like to ask legendary fighters like you who fought everybody, but yet they always got a name like, man, he didn't want it with me. Is there anybody that you think didn't want to smoke with you, Mr. Rock?
I don't really know. I just know they wasn't knocking my door down to get it. You know, anybody could have got it. And anybody who ever wanted it could got it. So, I mean, it was just so many decent heavyweights at the time, you know. I don't think it was nothing so egregious where I can just pinpoint this guy and give you facts behind it and make a logical argument to say this guy didn't want to fight me. You know,
why not Klitschko? It was scheduled 4 times, and guys fight with injuries all the time.
I do think he wanted to fight me, right?
Okay.
I do think he wanted to fight me. I just feel like at the time, he was getting knocked down, dropped in the camp, and I had eyes in his camp. He was getting punished in training camp by far lesser guys than me. So I just think at that time he didn't want to fight me. But I wouldn't say that Klitschko, I mean, he one of the hardest punchers in the heavyweight division in my era. I wouldn't say that he didn't want to fight me, but at that time he didn't. He couldn't. He wouldn't have been able to stand up. So he did the right thing. He retired.
I'll pass it back to Major Key. I think we got Coach Malachi Williams in here.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Coach. I know I asked more than 2 right there, but I'm sorry, man. You know how it goes. Thank you again, Mr. Rockman. I'll be back for round 2.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Coach Malachi Williams. So yeah, Rock. This is Coach Malachi. He's got his own channel, so he'll be sharing this on his channel as well. You know what I mean? I'll let him to introduce himself. Go ahead, brother. You on mute? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm off mute now. Rockman, how you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Yes, sir. I got a chance to meet you. What that was, Troy, about 2 weeks ago when the legendary trainer Tommy Brooks was on, and Junior Jones and Chop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, so that was at that time. Rockman, I want to ask you a quick question. Before the Lennox Lewis first fight, when you beat him, upset of the century by far, more, just one of them, anyways. No one gave you a shot, and they probably didn't give you a shot because you had 2 losses on your record already. We know you had lost to David Tour. I kind of think maybe
I don't consider that lost. I was robbed in that fight.
I was just about to say that, Rock. I was just about to say that.
The record. When you speak to me, right, I'm always telling how it is. But the records can say what they want, but the record books don't define me, and that's clearly a faux pas. That he did not beat me. I fought him twice. I don't have 1 win on my record, but I beat him twice.
Right, yeah. I was going to say that. What I was saying was, I think because of maybe that, people didn't give you a chance against Lennox Lewis at all. Understandably so. Lennox Lewis was that guy. He was big. He was strong. He was training with was that Emmanuel Stewart at the time, legendary trainer Emmanuel Stewart. Right. So I get no one gave you a shot. When you came in there, do you think that Lennox Lewis overlooked you in that fight? Or was it the fact that you was just that hungry that you set out to prove that you're going to beat this guy?
I think it may have been both. I think Lennox was in shape, right? When I saw him come over to South Africa, and I saw him spar, he sparred over there, and he looked fantastic. So it wasn't that I think the biggest mistake he made was not getting over there a little earlier. I think he probably should have got over there a little earlier and acclimatized himself a little better. But other than that, all my eyes was dotted.
Yes, sir. And I remember that fight, man, and I remember the joy that you had, when it was over with. I'm like, man, this was shocking. This shockwaves around the world. Hasim Rahman. I'm like, the Rock. I was
Man,
like, yeah, and I hated Lennox Lewis at that time. I love him now, but I hated him at that
man,
time.
I'm gonna tell you what it felt like to me, right?
Yes, sir.
It felt like the Rumble in the Jungle.
Oh, yeah. 1974.
You got the Muslim guy against the big, like, dangerous, knocking out everybody champion. They gave the young Muslim no chance in either fight. And for me, I went over there and embraced the people in South Africa. They wound up loving me before the fight. It was almost like when I run, it was almost like Boumaier, Ali. It was like almost Boumaier, Rahman. It was like surreal. So to me, it was just a reincarnation of the Rumble in the Jungle.
Man, that was so beautiful, man. I remember the joy I felt when you won. And I didn't like Lennox Lewis. I love Lennox Lewis now, but I was a Mike Tyson fanboy, and I rooted for you heavily because I understand how great Lennox Lewis is after I went past my fanboy stage.
Right.
That was a great champion, bro. Lennox Lewis,
right? Yeah, I mean, like Lennox, my man. We actually friends.
Right.
So I don't got nothing disrespectful to say about him. When I look at his record, I can tell you people who ducked him, like flat out,
Yeah.
So I mean, but Lennox was he was by far the best that ever do it in my generation.
Yes, sir, absolutely, he was. And I have another question for you. Which trainer? Now I know you said this a couple weeks ago. Tommy Brooks, right? But in your opinion, now you had a lustrous career. You had a lot of fights. You beat a lot of people
and a lot of trainers.
Yes, sir, a lot of trainers. Out of the trainers that you had, which trainer brought the best out of you? Like really motivated you, got you up, you was in your best of shape, mentally, physically, and you was prepared for whatever when you stepped in the ring with whoever your opponent was.
I mean, well, it's only one guy that I could really give that to, and that's the guy who trained me for Corey Sanders and Lennox Lewis to win 2 different world heavyweight titles on 2 different occasions. So I would have to say Adrian Davis.
Adrian Davis, okay. And when you beat Lennox Lewis, you was a unified champion at that time.
I actually like to say that like Lennox Lewis was the undisputed champion. He never lost his belt in the ring. So I feel like I beat the undisputed champion who never lost his belt in the ring. So you're not going you can't recognize guys like who like when Shannon Briggs fought George Foreman. He didn't have any belts, but you still recognize Shannon Briggs as a champion, a 2-time champion. But you don't want to give me the undisputed status when this guy didn't lose his belt in the ring. I feel like I beat the undisputed man who never lost his belt. So, like I say, y'all say one thing, but I got a whole different narrative, man. Like I beat the undisputed champion. He won all the belts and never lost it.
Right. You're right about that. Yes, sir. You're right about that. I have one more question. You fought the legend, beat him, Lennox Lewis, and you fought Evander Holyfield. How did that feel? Did you understand that you was making history at that time? Like, damn, I don't fought Lennox Lewis, which was the best heavyweight in that generation. I'm fighting Evander Holyfield. Like, how did you feel? Was you?
They was all just men to me. When we competing at the same time, I can't look at them in awe. It was just Evander and it was Lennox. And if it would have been Mike next, it would have been just Mike. And not to say I was never fans of theirs, because I was at one time, but if we doing the same thing, if we competing for the same girl, if we competing for the same job, if we competing for anything, then you all your laws go out the window to me. I'm not in awe of you. You just a man, and you a man trying to get what I want, and I'm trying to get what you want. So I never looked at them like wow, man, I'm fighting these legends. And these guys, when I fought them, they was already Hall of Famers. You know, I mean, Evander Holyfield won the cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight, then beat Mike Tyson. I mean, these guys was already like Hall of Fame guys. But I had to look at them just like they was men, just regular men. I can't look at these guys in awe because I'm negotiating against myself. I already lost before I step in the ring with them.
Yes, sir.
Would take that route.
Yes, sir. I think that's it. I have one more question. At one point in time, did you feel like, did you know this was it for you in boxing when you decided to call it quits?
You know, that's so hard for a fighter because, like, a fighter always think that, you know, like they can do what they did at their best. And especially for a heavyweight when you know you're still strong. You know you still got that pop. So you feel like, well, if I can hit him, I still feel like to this day, if I hit anybody, I'm putting them to sleep.
you can. You hit like a mule.
but it's still it's a lot more to it than just being strong and being able to punch. So that's where it gets confusing because you know if you land that punch, it's over. But
yes, sir.
It takes so much to land that punch. That's what especially heavyweights. But I feel like any puncher, I feel like it's gonna take them a little longer to realize that it's over. Because
yes,
even when you retire, you know you can still crack. I look at these guys, top 10 guys right now, I know if I hit them with one punch, they're going to sleep.
Yes, sir. Hey, Rahman, thank you so much. Thank you so much for answering my question, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate that, man. Hey, listen, we got brothers, one brother from across the pond over there in England, with Rap Star. I'll let him introduce himself, but after Jed Kyle, because Jed Kyle's been waiting for a minute. So Jed Kyle, my man from Australia, owns a boxing gym out there. Go ahead and get your questions off, Jed. Welcome to the building.
Yeah, no worries, Major Key. Thanks for having us, brother. How are you, Hasim? Pleasure to talk to you, brother. Assalamu, bro.
I'm good, Salam.
Yeah. One question I want to ask you, brother. I remember your fight with David Tua, the first fight. I always thought that was stopped early. That was a bad stoppage by the referee on the ropes. What are your thoughts till this day about? Do you feel like the ref definitely come into that fight way too early?
100%. I just feel like David was the guy they thought he was going to destroy me. He was the A side. And the guy hit me after the bell, clearly, flagrantly. And if you listen to his corner, in between rounds, you can go back, man, do anything. I felt like they was telling him to do something like that. They was prepping him for that. And he did it. And then the ref didn't give me proper time to regroup and get my bearings back about me. And even on top of all that, even though he came out like a raging bull, I still was making him miss punches. He didn't land anything clean, and he stopped the fight. So, you know, the record book says one thing, maybe 3 generations down the line can accept it as a loss, but all you guys who witnessed it, y'all know he didn't beat me. Y'all know he didn't beat me. And during my lifetime, I will never say he beat me, ever.
Yeah, no, I can see where you're coming from. But I remember you were boxing fantastic at the start of that fight. You really it seemed like you had a great game plan for him, and you'd had his style figured out, had the idea of the perfect way to fight him.
100%.
That's what's up. Well, we'll come back. It looks like Jed paused there for a second, but we got to go around the panel at least one more time. So we pretty much locked up with the folks that are already in the building to ask questions again. But Rapstar, my brother, how you doing, bro?
Yo, Major Key, my brother from the other side of the pond.
What's going on?
Thanks for having Rapstar Boxing all the way from London, England. Yo, Rackman, what's happening, my brethren? I'm a big fan of yours, you know. How you doing, bro?
Hey, my man, you seem like if you was in America, You would be from New York. You got New York London accent.
Yeah, mate. I've got a bit of New York in me as well, I guess.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
can
I mean?
tell. I can hear it.
Yeah. How you been, though? How you been, right, man? You good?
Man, excellent, man. Excellent. Life is good.
Yeah, bro. So look, man, I became a big, big fan, especially when you beat one of our own with Lennox Lewis. I just want you to share with everybody what kind of underdog was you? You know, people need to know that nobody gave you a chance to win that fight. I mean, maybe there was a certain few people, but if you remember, a lot of people had Lennox Lewis beating you in that fight. You were the biggest underdog. Do you remember what underdog you were?
I mean, see, that's the thing, right? For me, I was not an underdog, you know, and that's the thing I want to get across to young guys and young fighters. Like, people can say what they want to say. Ain't nobody gonna get in there and take them punches or throw them punches. So you're an underdog if you believe in it. If I follow that narrative, I got no choice. Why am I showing up? Why am I showing up to these fights? To just get beat up, knocked out real quick? I have no chance. I got a snowball's chance in hell to win this fight, according to other people. Now,
Right,
do I
I
want to
got that.
follow their narrative or do I want to create my own narrative? And
No,
that's what I
no.
chose to do, create my own narrative. Like, I can't let all these so-called experts come in and tell me what I'm supposed to do. I'm not following their script. I'm a writer. I'm going to design my own.
No, I respect you for that, but you do remember you were the underdog in the bookings all over.
No. I'm not accepting that.
No, I get
I'm
you.
not accepting I'm the underdog because to me, I was never an underdog. And that's all that mattered to. Everybody on God's green earth can say I had zero chance. But that's everybody else. I'm saying you're an underdog. You're an underdog if you're an underdog to yourself. You know if you're an underdog or not. I never felt like an underdog. I never accepted that.
So you never
Now,
listen to the boxing media. You never listen to the
I
bookers. You
hear,
never
yeah, of
give a
course
fuck
I
about that.
hear them, but I don't listen to them.
Mm.
I never felt like I was an underdog. I swear on everything. I never felt like I was an underdog. I never.
No,
And so
not
I'm not
you.
gonna let nobody create a narrative for me. And that's the problem with all the experts, you know, nobody's getting in there. I know one thing I know is that I could punch. One thing I know is that I had a good, strong jab. One thing I know is that I was over there and I was in the best shape of my life. You know, I felt everything was going good for me. So if somebody coming in there, you know, to try to knock me out, that's what I like. That's what I want. I want somebody to come in and think they're gonna just knock me out. Cause now I get more opportunities to hit them. You know,
Yeah,
I'd rather
facts.
somebody come in there and just try to knock me out.
Yeah, and right, man, I've got another question for you. You have some wars. You had some great wins. You had some great, you know, fights, tough fights. You lost some fights, but you had wars. You never complained. You never made excuses. You never came out there and said, "Oh, I was not." You know, you just gave it and you carried on coming. What do you think about the boxers like today? All the excuses we've heard from Deontay Wilder. What do you think about all this? Instead of going back and just getting to the drawing board, you've been hearing a lot of commotion. What do you think about the heavyweights? They make a lot of excuses today. What do you think about that?
I mean, obviously I don't agree with the excuses. You know, if anybody take, I just feel like in your as a boxer, you know, you don't have teammates. You got to do everything. You gotta have everything individualized and understand how you deal with your mind. So any L I ever took was a lesson. I never look at it like I lost. Nobody ever gonna beat me at anything. That's a lesson. They can teach me something. You know, I always look at it as a lesson. And I always, even from when my kids were younger, and they used to read the magazines, and people used to talk about their daddy, you know, as if they know me, you know. So I used to always tell them, look, they don't know your father. I said people can write what they want to write. That's how they get paid. You know, they want to write sensational stories so people can read them. I said, but they don't know me. I said it's just like the Cowboys or the Lakers or whatever. Sometimes if they play bad, you say things about them, right? you say, oh man, they suck, or oh, they not good, or this, that, and the third. But I said, you got to look at me and Rock as like a franchise. You know, they don't know me. They pay and they take their time out of their life to watch me. So whatever they want to say, they're entitled to say. But don't take it personal. So, you know, I can't not take things personal on one aspect and then take it personal on the other aspect. People can say or make me whatever they want to make me, but that's not going to define my preparation. That's not going to define how I feel. So, underdog or whatever, that's fine. But these guys today, whatever they doing, whatever excuse they're making, I just think it's the people around them who know better, who should teach them better. You know, if you don't know, you don't know. You know,
Yeah, now go ahead, my bad.
But if nobody not telling them, you know, that this is not the best look. You know, if nobody don't tell them, then they're gonna continue doing that. And you know, to each his own. People going to criticize making excuses. Just get back out there and right your wrong.
There you go. And Rap, we'll get around because we're on limited time, so we have to go back around the panel for a final question. So everybody will get a final question. But my question, I told you I was going to drill down a little bit more on this one. So with the fact that you're saying, you know, the generation is a little different, right? Explain what motivated you when you tossed that belt into the trash can, and how some people are in the predicament right now where they should be doing that, but they're not doing that. You see what I'm saying?
You know, I'm not answering your question, man.
Come on,
you know
man.
why I'm not answering your question?
Why's that?
You know why I'm not answering your question?
Why's that?
Because you ain't do your homework.
No. We know why. We know why, but again,
you didn't do your homework.
Listen, man.
I'm ashamed of you.
We know why.
No,
we know why.
Bo tossed the belt in the trash can.
My bad.
Yes,
You're right.
yeah,
You're absolutely right, man. That was a dumbass question. Anyway, following up.
So skip to the next one. You forfeited your question, man. You actually offended me with that.
Nah. I apologize, bro. Listen.
Oh, shit.
And let's just go for the record. I would never have thrown the belt in the trash.
Listen. So with the lineal, okay. So
no, hold on. Let me just let you know. Let me be clear. I would have never thrown the belt in the trash.
And why not then? Why not then? Because a lot of us feel like that was actually a great decision.
Now, I don't feel that. I don't feel that way. I just feel like if you go and beat a great champion as somebody like Evander Holyfield, and then you get a chance to avenge somebody who stopped you and knocked you out in the Olympics, then there you go. And it's for everything, the biggest prize in sports. Then you go ahead and fight him. You don't throw the belt in the trash and not fight him.
So you think with the confusion that's going on, which is what I was trying to lead to, though, right? Because like you made the point earlier about the lineal, the fact that you were lineal. Okay, so in 2001 you had three belts, right? And you were lineal, right? And so what I'm trying to say is that you know, with that being the key, right? So for example, I'm gonna be specific. So right now Teofimo Lopez beat the man that beat the man. You know what I'm saying? When he beat Lomachenko. Right? But then someone else was elevated, and they dubbed the fight as undisputed, right? When Teofimo won, okay, he got that elevated belt, but now someone else has the regular world belt. You see what I'm saying? So you know, so now there's a bunch of confusion.
It ain't confusion. There's no confusion. You know, what Teofimo got to do is fight Devin Haney. You know, I mean, it ain't confusion because you got two young potential superstars can settle it in the ring. So Devin say he the WBC champion. Teofimo says he's the WBC champion. So it's only one way to be for sure. You know, when you only got one option, you don't have no option. So let's get it on.
Only thing that I'm worried about is I don't believe that it's going to happen. They're not the same as you guys back in the day, which is basically what I was trying to lead to begin with. You know what I mean? Y'all had more guts back then. And
the money is going to dictate this. The money is going to dictate this. For one, Matchroom, you know, Matchroom is behind Devin Haney. They believe in Devin Haney. They believe Devin can beat Teofimo. So they're going to put the money up. They're going to put the money up. The fight will happen, you know, because Teofimo wants to be, like undisputed with no asterisk next to it. He wants to be the undisputed, and it's always going to be an asterisk as long as Devin Haney has the WBC champ. But it's all about money. All these sanctioning bodies want as much money as they can get, and until the people start saying, "Look, we want one belt, we want one champion," then as long as anybody can just strap on a belt and say, "Well, I'm the champ," then it's going to be confusion. It's always going to be confusion.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So I'm gonna pass it. So Troy next, Mark again, Coach Malachi, and then Jed. It looks like Rapstar left the
Hey,
building.
you want me to give you Ready Boat number so you can ask him that question?
I got it. He's the one that told me to ask you that question. Salute.
What's
Salute.
up? Yeah, back again. I was gonna ask you a question, but I want to touch on the tour fights because I saw both of them live. You basically beat that boy with your jab, man. It was you just jabbed him and jabbed him. You were right. You didn't lose those fights because I see it clearly. It was I can't think of what round it was, but you won the round, and all I heard was ding, and then he fired the left hook and caught you with the left hook.
Right.
By all rights, they should have gave you more time because he fired that after the bell
100%
to the bell, right?
100%.
Yeah, because I saw that fight because I saw it live. I can't remember the second fight how it ended, but I know it was kind of strange too. And I was telling my man, I don't know what it is with him and David Tua, man, because you actually have that boy's number, man. You outboxed him each time you fought him, but something strange happened in both of those fights. I don't know what it is with you and Tua, man. Something you outboxed him and then something strange happened and they took the fight from you.
I actually wound up dropping him with a left hook.
Yes, you did. You're the only one ever drop him, right?
In the second fight, right?
Yes, you did.
That was after the bell, but it was like right at the bell.
No.
But,
No.
And then they gave me a draw for the second fight. But know the ironic thing about me fighting David Tua the first time is I was an undefeated prospect, and the winner of our fight was fighting Lennox Lewis for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. So Tua got the win in that fight, as they say, and he went on to fight Lennox Lewis and I think lost every round.
That's right. That's right. He didn't do anything but follow him around. But do me a now do the audience a favor and tell us what the hell. Because you
breaking up.
Oh, you had a big knot. Yeah.
You breaking up. I ain't hear nothing you said. I have to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us about that Holyfield fight, man. What the hell happened in that fight that gave you that big knot? Was it a headbutting or what happened?
Well, I'm going to just tell you this. Evander Holyfield is the smartest fighter in boxing history.
That's
you know
it?
Why?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you why. He used his head very well.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I mean, listen, Evander's so smart, he'll headbutt you, and then he'll unleash the combination as if the result of the punches and not the headbutt caused the damage. And one thing I said after I fought Evander Holyfield, this is what I came away from that fight with, right? This was my biggest take coming away from my fight with Evander Holyfield. And I know people going to give me flack for this, but I can handle it. My biggest take coming away from the Evander Holyfield fight was, now I see why Mike bit your ear off.
Wow. Okay. Well, that made it clear, but let me finish it up here. What does the future look like for, Rahman, man? Last I heard, you were either managing or you were promoting. What field are you in now?
All right, listen. I'm doing managing. I'm managing fighters. But let me just say this, since you brought up Holyfield, right? And since you brought up my sons earlier, let me just say this. Let me just say this. Evander Holyfield got a 154-pound son named Evan. I got a 154-pound named Sharif. I would love to have a double header. Me and my son will beat the shit out of Holyfield and his son if he want that smoke.
I tell you what, and I'm being serious. I'm gonna call you after the show. I think I got a way of making that happen. I'm gonna call you after
Yeah,
the
we
show.
won it. Me and my son won it.
All right. I will call you after the show.
And guess what? And to show you how much we won it, we even willing to say only the winners get paid. We
Okay,
do winner take all.
I tell you what, if it happens, I only ask one thing: that you bring it back here, your son and his son, and let us do the interview with both of them. That cool?
I can't speak for them, but I can tell you, me and my son will be here gloating.
Cool. That's all I can say, man. And then before I jump off it, man, you got a home now, man. If you ever want to, if you ever want to promote anything, you ever want to, come back and bring your sons or anything, please do, brother. Please do. It's always a pleasure when you jump on the mic and come over here with us. All right.
My man, I appreciate it.
I'll make
Not
sure.
a problem.
I'll make sure that I read his resume and not Holyfield's son's resume.
And the last thing before I pass it on to the coach over here, man. We got a saying over
next,
here,
bro.
right?
It's me. It's Mark Nash next.
Oh, Mark. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry.
Golly, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Off night.
Yeah. It was the rain. Yeah, we got a saying over here, right? Major Key Boxing is the home of great fighters and legends. I just need you to drop that before you leave the show for us. All right?
Okay.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much, man.
No problem.
All right, Mark, why you slacking, man? Mark, you ready? Let's go.
Absolutely. I ain't slacking at all. Let me ask you something, my brother. Man, first of all, I'm gonna hold you to that. The fans are gonna hold you to that.
Hold me to
We're gonna
what?
put that clip out. It's
Hold
going
me to
viral. Hasim Rahman, man, what you talking about,
Hold
man?
me to
Hasim
what?
Rahman
I just
said
made a
me and
challenge.
my son gonna beat you and your son.
I just made a challenge. It ain't no
Hell
hold me to
yeah.
nothing. You don't hold me to it. Get them to sign it down the line, and we will beat their ass.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, I love that energy. I'm instigating. I'm sorry. I'm instigating, y'all. I'm hype. I love that because I had that hematoma from Holyfield definitely came from headbutts. Anybody who was alive and saw that fight, if you Google the fight, they talk about it in Wikipedia, all the boxing writers, ringside, everybody saw it. It was obvious. But even still, you was fighting and was whipping ass, in my opinion. You didn't quit on your stool. You were just saying it was too much. The doctors had to come in and stop that fight, if I'm not mistaken. Do you want to talk to people about that a little further? Because keep it a buck. You kind of said my man was a dirty fighter without saying he a dirty fighter.
No. Listen.
Respectfully, of course.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Mike Tyson, even Riddick Bowe, I got a clip on my phone right now. I can send it to y'all when we're done. Riddick Bowe said, man, you are we was all together and we was talking about how much Evander be headbutt. So Riddick Bowe said, man, listen, every time I look in the mirror, he said something in his eye. He said, I see you, Evander. He said, I see you. Everybody wrong? Everybody wrong? Come on, man. Just look at what you gotta really, realize what your eyes tell you, and what you see. And these eyes realize real lies. So, he can say what he want about he don't do this and he don't do that, but that's a lie. And I got something for him now. I got something for him,
talk that shit, Rob. Talk that shit.
And I want that. If any ever fight, that I want that because, people put wins and losses on your records that really sometimes they undeserved, and it happened to me on more than one occasion. Evander Holyfield shouldn't have a win over me. Evander Holyfield was notoriously famous for gassing out. That's how both stopped him in the third fight. Gassed. So, and I fully intended on knocking him out that night, but I will do it in 2021 or 2022 or whenever he find the cojones to sign a contract, I told you, me and my son will punish him and his son. Period.
Okay. I don't doubt you, sir. And I love that energy. Who's the hardest puncher you ever faced?
I don't think nobody hit me here harder than Lennox Lewis.
Straight like that. And that's respect. My last question, I got to ask you this based off your answer to the last question. I like to ask former champions yourself this same question. Are you familiar with the term glove gate?
Glove gate?
Yeah. Okay.
With
Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury.
Deontay Wilder and Fury. Tyson Fury.
Yeah, what's your take on that? Far as what's going on with that, where the man feels like he was cheated?
I mean, I seen certain videos, and I have some in my phone. Like, look, when I looked at Tyson Fury's glove, it looked like his glove was in the part where his hand should have been. So, you know, but this was the first fight that I think this Glovegate controversy was talked about. I really, Tyson Fury is such an enigma to me. I really ain't figured it out how he can get dropped by Steve Cunningham, how he can be knocked out by Deontay Wilder for 5 seconds and just pop back up and go on and fight and damn they win the rest of the round. He's an anomaly. He's just I can't figure him out. I can't figure him out. But I do think something was going on with those gloves from what I witnessed in my watching of the tapes. But I didn't necessarily see that in the second fight. And the second fight is the one he lost. So I just don't know. I don't know how a guy can get, you know, I haven't been able to figure Tyson Fury out.
You said 5 seconds. A lot of people said that was a long count in the first fight. Up. Right. But you said like knocked him out for 5 seconds. So do you think it was a long count?
5 seconds.
Okay.
He was clearly out for 5 seconds. And then I think about 6 or 7, he just popped up. But he was really out. Like, if the referee would have hopped on top of him and took his mouthpiece out, nobody would complain.
Okay. Well, with that said, man, I'll pass it on. I know we're already going over time. Hey, look, I know all the time I spend in Baltimore. I used to live in Baltimore, West Side, Fulton Ave. You already know what's popping, man. They love you over there. We love you here. And thank you again for your time, sir.
Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, Mark.
Oh, yeah. My name is Mark Nash. You can find me at marknash.com. Got a show called Mark Nash. That's MARQ. Got a dope album out right now. It's called Edith. You can find that on all platforms. And my name is MARQNASH. Remember, dreams require sleep. Goals require effort. And you can get that hoodie at marknash.com. We about to go over here, go live on my channel at shortly right after this. And we will do a quick recap of the conversation. Then we're going to get into some other conversation. But thank you again for your time. Hasim Rahman, I love you, man. When I say I love you in the city, Baltimore, love you, man.
My man.
We need a petition to get a Hasim Rahman Day in Baltimore. Why not? We need a Hasim Rahman Day, and I'm gonna get with my people in Baltimore.
Me that years and years ago.
They what?
I've been had that for years, over 20 years now.
I didn't know you had a Hasim Rahman Day. They get day off. Do they get the day off of work? Paid day off. We need a state day. It needs to be a state holiday.
They just making Juneteenth a federal holiday. I mean, it's gonna probably be a long time before they give somebody a day off. But
man, you gotta have that day off, man.
Just to have the day.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, man. Do you got a gym in Baltimore? Were you working out?
No. Nah. But I just hit different gyms when I get there.
Okay. Thank you again, man. Peace.
My man.
I appreciate you, Mark. And now the coach, Malachi Williams. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, I'm Rock, man. I got 3 quick questions for you, brother. Before you go, listen, I want to ask you something about egg weights. We've been hearing a whole lot about egg weights. Deontay Wilder did say that he felt like Tyson Fury had egg weights inside of his glove. I want to know, can you explain to me how would that be possible for Tyson Fury to put egg weights inside? I'm not saying he did, but is it possible for someone to put egg weights inside of their glove? Meaning the egg weights inside of their glove first, then you put your hand inside, right? with your fist balled up and the weights are on your knuckles or whatever. How is that? What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm not. That's not what my understanding of the whole glove cake thing was. I thought where he was put his hand not in the whole glove, but in the upper part where the wrist normally lie. That's where his fist was. But I'm not really sure about the egg weights thing. I don't really see how that's possible. But I just think where his hands was, they was positioned where the knuckles was able to do more damage than normally they would otherwise be able to do.
Yes, sir. You're talking about the first fight.
Yeah.
Yes,
But I
sir.
don't know about the egg weight stuff. That's something I'm really not going to speak on because you saying that is the first time I heard of it, and I haven't done any research on that.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just totally lost on that one. So I don't really want to. It was seem quite difficult, but right now I just don't want to say nothing about that.
Yes, sir. I'll ask you a Mark Breland question. Also, there's speculation from Wilder that Mark Breland spiked this water bottle in order to help cheat Tyson Fury. Could you know Mark Breland? You probably know him better than I do. Does Mark Breland have a reputation of spiking his fighters' water? So,
I mean, everybody in the world know the answer to that question is no,
right.
Resounding no. But when you got a guy who knocks out everything, and something goes wrong, you're looking to make get somebody to be a scapegoat. Mark Breedlin, stand-up guy. And the thing about it is he's been with you for so long, you know him. You know him. Deontay know him better than any of us. So you know people, you know how they are. You know how they are by the way they treat other people. You know how they are by you can see their character. And the man's reputation as a character, is two different things. You know what I'm saying? His reputation is what he wants you to believe, what he projects. But his character is who he is. And Deontay know who he is. He been around him since he turned pro. So he know the man. He know the man. He know the man character. And he know that really spiking that man water, spiking somebody, his own fighter's water wouldn't be in his character. In fact, I would go so far as to say, I don't believe Mark Breland would have spiked Tyson Fury's water.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because the reason why I bring that up because Mark Breland been receiving death threats from people who support Wilder. That's why I brought that up. I find it ironic. This is another black man that I felt like got thrown under the bus, and now he's been receiving threats from some of these rabid fanboys. My next question, champ, is this: Jack Reese allowed Tyson Fury to get up in the first fight. He beat the count, right? In the second fight, Wilder said that Kenny Bayless is a crab in the bucket referee. Do you feel like that Kenny Bayless did a good job in that second fight with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder? Like referee the fight well?
Do I think he did a good job? Meaning like what?
I'm saying did he show any biases towards Tyson Fury to take anything away from Wilder in order to help Tyson Fury win that fight ultimately?
I'm gonna just say this, right? And I'm gonna let the people just decide what they want. All I'm gonna say is this: Tyson Fury is a top-ranked fighter. Top Rank is a Las Vegas-based organization, and Kenny Bayless, Las Vegas. This is Nevada. So his relationship is with Top Rank. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. All right, and I think that's it. Coach, Rockman Champ, thank you so much for answering my questions. Once again, my name is Coach Malachi Williams. I have a channel platform called New Media Today USA Boxing. New Media Today USA Boxing on YouTube. I go live every day, Sunday through Friday. 6 days a week. At 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. I'm right here in Miami. So I just want to thank you, brother, for taking the time out to show up today, man. I really appreciate it. You one of my favorite fighters. I'm not just saying this because I have you on.
My man.
You're a stand-up dude.
I wouldn't mind if you just said it because I was on. It wouldn't bother me.
No. But I'm serious though. I'm a genuine guy. If I didn't feel that way, I wouldn't say it. But you're a stand-up guy. You really are. Okay, thank you, brother.
All right, man. Yo, I appreciate that. Salute to Coach Malachi and Jed Kyle. Final question, and then we're gonna close the show. Mr. Rock has been here way extended after what we agreed upon. So apologies, and I appreciate your patience, brother.
Ain't no problem. Y'all good people.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Jed. Jed, still there? Nah, he said he sending us a letter from Australia. It'll get here next week. So, Jed, if you're not there, man, we're gonna keep it moving. Oh, you're breaking up. That's what it is.
All right.
I can hear you, bro. All right, man. Well, look, we had limited time. So I'm gonna say again, I appreciate your time, Rock, for real. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry. If we speak on the phone, you don't have to remind me, motherfucker, because the YouTube community will let me know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I tell you, they will let me know.
Yeah.
You see, they already look at Coach Malachi smiling right now. He already know.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that, man. You can't come on.
Yeah.
You can't. Hey, you make your guests feel unwelcome doing that, man.
No. Don't feel like that, man. I straight up woke up from a nap, bro. Shit, I work all day, man. I got 2 jobs, 9 children.
Now you gonna go Milli Vanilli on me. Now you gonna
Troy did that.
You do.
Troy tried to get me out of that one. But, how you like how I kept it moving, though?
Oh, you pivot. You nice with the pivoting.
Yeah, I did that real smooth, bro. You like that?
You pivoted real slick.
But hey, no, I appreciate your time, brother, for real. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk to you soon, man. I know, or at least Troy will. I know he's trying to work something out with you as far as that boxing match with your son. But yeah, bring your son through. Bring all of them through.
Holyfield. It's with both. We want to do both. We want a package deal.
I'm gonna jump in here because I sent you a number. You just got to check your phone, right?
Okay.
Can you hear me, Rock?
Yeah, I hear you.
I hear you.
Okay, good. I sent you a number, and that should get the ball rolling at least, right?
I mean, we ready.
All right. Well, I'm serious. I sent you to someone, and she's the one you need to contact to get to Holyfield. All right.
Okay.
Oh. Okay,
we love
cool.
you, Rob. We love you, man. Never
yeah.
We love you, bro.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Go ahead and do that drop for us, Rock.
Where the Major Keys is with the home of our
give him the full screen, Major.
Okay, hold on one second. I got you. Hold on one second.
That's what it is, right? Major Keys is the home of legends and champions.
Yes, sir.
No. Major Keys is the home. Major Keys is the home of great fighters and legends like yourself.
Just let him say what you want, man. Just let him say what we want. We live here. Just say what you want, brother.
Give him the full screen. There you go.
You ready?
Yeah.
Major Keys is the home of great fighters and legends. Major Keys.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Bless up, man. Bless up.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I mean, I mess with y'all on the real. Aside from that Riddick Bowe thing, and so if y'all need me, man, if somebody drop out or whatever, I'm here for y'all.
We love you, man. We're gonna.
I'm actually gonna call you about a thought I had, man. There's a thought I wanted to talk to you about that has something to do with, black businesses in Baltimore and all that. All right.
Oh man, that's good. Make sure you call me because I'm we didn't get a chance to talk about what I do in terms of business and all that.
Right.
But yeah, that's something I'm doing. So yeah, definitely. All right.
All right, brother.
All right. Speak to you, brother. Yo, we're going to Mark Nash's channel. Again, that's MarkNash. We're gonna go ahead and move everybody over there if y'all want to continue some talk here. Also, you see if you want to support, if you like the interviews, try to help us get some more equipment. You see it at the bottom right here, Major Key Boxing or $ Major Key Boxing on the Cash App. Other than that, I appreciate everybody showing up to support. Like always, we're gonna have another interview tomorrow, Buddy McGirt, and then on Thursday, we're gonna have an interview with prospect Dylan Price, who's 13-0 with 10 knockouts. So You know what I mean? Hopefully y'all show up to show some support then as well. Peace to Mark, peace to Troy, peace to Coach Malachi. Another great addition to Major Key Mondays. Salute.
I see y'all
All
over
right.
there. Let's get it. We already live. Let's keep it moving.